Hello and welcome. I'm David Rolf, head of Visa Ventures, and I'm your host for today's Visa Spotlight. Visa Spotlight is our virtual event series where we offer thought-provoking discussions and insights on Visa's new products and services and how breakthrough innovations are changing the world of payments. In past episodes, we've covered how artificial intelligence is reshaping the payments business and why financial institutions must prepare for a future where AI powers everything from core banking to customer transactions. AI agents, the newest wave of artificial intelligence, have unlocked a new frontier in the way consumers around the world shop. To meet the challenge of delivering AI commerce, or Agentic commerce, at scale, Visa has introduced Visa Intelligent Commerce to enable AI agents to make transactions that are secure, fast, and efficient. Moreover, we're collaborating with industry leaders and innovators to help create a trusted, reliable, agentic commerce ecosystem that delivers rich shopping experiences. In today's discussion, we'll dive into Visa Intelligent Commerce. We'll explore how it's tackling challenges around consumer trust and the reliability of AI agents during the purchase process, and at the same time, empowering agents to make personalized recommendations. I'm pleased to introduce Jalpesh Chitalia, Visa's VP of Growth Products, who will shed light on what agentic commerce means for the future of payments, as well as share Visa's growing impact in this emerging space. Jalpesh is at the forefront of Visa's work to develop the next generation of payment solutions for agentic commerce. Jalpesh, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, David. It's good to be here.
So first, let's set the stage. E-commerce versus agentic commerce, what's the difference? Also, how is AI commerce, or what we refer to as agentic commerce, how is it really reshaping the shopping experience?
So great question, David. I think commerce in general has been human-driven. What e-commerce did is really remove the human element from one side of the ecosystem, specifically the seller side of the ecosystem, where buyers would still go and search, discover, find things, and purchase from wherever they want to purchase from the comfort of their own homes, for instance. E-commerce has largely been a boon to the mankind by providing global access to products and services that were very hard to fetch before e-commerce. In less than 30 years of e-commerce, we've replaced consumers going from malls to online marketplaces, from travel desks to online travel agents, garage sales to social media. Having said that, it remains largely human-driven. Often we spend a great deal of time browsing through the endless products to find things, find the reviews, compare them, and so on. For instance, let's just make it real a little bit. So let's say I want to book a business trip. I would easily spend a lot of time during my work hours, productive time, in finding my flights, making sure that they're fitting my schedule, my preferences, my company policies, and then repeat the same thing for hotels. In addition to that, also ensure that the hotels are close to my meeting spot, also somewhere not too far from my Visa offices if there was a different place from a meeting spot. And then add other complexities that are very, very personal in nature in terms of my dietary preferences. I want to make sure that I have early breakfast, potentially have options of late dinner. So in a sense, e-commerce is still very much a lot of investment, direct investment of human time and effort. Conversely, with agentic commerce, the amount of cognitive effort that agentic commerce would require once it's enabled at scale would go dramatically down. That is going to remove the associated workload of discovery and buying from the human and delegate that to the agents. Simply put, in the world of agentic commerce, AI agent can pay on your behalf, automating the entire discovery to buy workflow. Again, going back to the travel journey, they will act like your 24/7 concierge. They will provide the recommendations. They will find you the flights, lodging, the excursions to match your travel dates and personal tastes. Best of all, they can do all of this while you're spending time on other things like work or spending time with your family for that matter.
I can't wait. It sounds like agentic commerce is ripe with possibilities given the traction we're seeing in the market, but still challenges remain. What are some of those challenges and how do they impact the different participants in the commerce ecosystem?
You're right on both fronts. about opportunities as well as challenges. There is significant momentum right now when you start to look at the consumer adoption. That rapid consumer adoption has been unprecedented for any technology that humankind has ever seen. The uptick of infrastructure investment that gets added because of that or despite that is also astounding. There is a lot of potential because of consumer adoption and the amount of money that is being invested. However, there are challenges that are significantly going to slow down the adoption of agentic commerce. Agents can do an amazing job, almost transformative, in terms of discovering, because they can browse the web on your behalf, they can assist you in terms of discovery, they have knowledge at their fingertips, they understand and comprehend the language, they're very good at building intuition, but they largely do not have the ability to make a payment. Even in cases where they have made payments, there are solution challenges in terms of how that works. For example, lack of transparency for ecosystem players such as merchants and issuers, as well as like where payments are happening, there are direct connections between agents and merchants that is clearly not scalable. While agents are transforming discovery, lack of ubiquitous payment acceptance is falling short of consumers' expectations of a smooth discover to buy experience. This is just one side of the story now from a consumer's and agent's point of view. But the pain points extend to more than just agents and consumers. For example, let's say both merchants and issuers are wondering about first-party fraud. Was this transaction really authorized by a consumer? Did this actually come from a trusted agent or was it a rogue bot? What if agents are making mistakes and ordering a wrong item, like they probably chose the wrong flight or wrong product or wrong shirt, or maybe they did all of that right, but they're adding a wrong address, so it'll get delivered to the wrong place. So all of these concerns worry merchants and issuers because they will be at the receiving end of these transactions and disputes between consumers and cardholders and merchants and issuers. But on the consumer side, we ran a consumer study earlier this year where we identified majority of the US consumers want to try these AI-driven experiences. However, they're also concerned about safety, reliability, and security of payments in these spaces. So if you look at all of the concerns across the board from ecosystem players, all these parties, if you look at that, have one thing in common, that they can all benefit from a common trust framework to address all of these concerns. Ultimately, what we want to create in the long run is a system where agent can be trusted with payments within the commerce ecosystem, where participants across the board have greater control and visibility into AI-based commerce. Let's say an example like of things that this system, the long-term steady state system should have, is making sure that a malicious agent should not be able to transact. Sure. Making sure that a trusted agent is identified by the entire ecosystem from transparency perspective. Ensuring that agents can only transact within the bounds of consumers' instructions. And these are just some of the challenges, but if you look at all of the challenges that will come ahead of us in this, that's exactly what excites me in doing what I'm doing, as well as keep me awake at night. As a product manager, I could not be doing anything better at this time than solving these real-life problems, building responsible solutions for these ecosystem players. And the good news is, I believe Visa is uniquely positioned to lead the way on agentic commerce.
Thanks for that overview, Jalpesh. Just on that last point, what do you think makes Visa well positioned to address these challenges?
It is hard not to reflect upon the fact that Visa built a trust-based network, a trusted network from a simple idea nearly 70 years ago. If you look at the evolution of commerce in that time period, we moved from in-person commerce to e-commerce to mobile commerce. And along the way, Visa has always collaborated with our clients and our partners. And that has resulted in unlocking significant milestones in payments. Visa's connected consumers to merchants and issuers so that they could all pay and get paid confidently, whether in person or online. We evolved in person over the last as many decades as we talked about, from card imprints to Magstripe to chip to contactless. There was a lot of evolution. And then the same thing on digital commerce. Transactions started with key-entered cards, and now they are a lot more seamless with technologies, seamless and safe, with technologies like Visa Secure and tokenization. And we didn't build this infrastructure on our own. We have a network that's spanning 4.7 billion cardholders, paying from nearly 14,500 financial institutions, paying at over 150 million merchant locations in over 200 countries and territories. That's a vast network. Yeah. And over the decades, we've learned some valuable lessons, including the fact that there are many players that contribute to growth of commerce. We have partnered with a broad range of ecosystem players, from terminal manufacturers to payment gateways to issuer and acquirer processors to wallet providers and token service providers. They collectively have enabled trillions of transactions that flow on our network. For agentic commerce, we believe we'll have to repeat the same thing. It will need the same exact ecosystem players, and we will have to build new partnerships. That is a central purpose of our newest initiative, Visa Intelligent Commerce. Our point of departure for this initiative and being on this entire exciting journey is creating a suite of integrated APIs and a partner program to support agentic commerce and deliver a secure and delightful consumer and merchant experience. We have created a trusted network over the last 70 years, and we're working to establish the same trusted network for agentic commerce ecosystem and accelerate and scale its adoption and bring security to AI-enabled payments.
So, Jalpesh, at the Visa Global Product Drop, there was a lot of excitement around this new initiative, particularly how it enables AI in payments. Can you share more about the Visa Agent APIs and the partner program, including how they empower the ecosystem participants?
Yeah, I think both of them are great points. Let me start in the opposite order. I'll start with the partner program first, and then that will lead us into APIs a little bit. There are two primary objectives of this program. First, we want to make sure that we integrate the new AI agents and platforms into this ecosystem and create a pathway for them to collaborate with us in improving this platform and grow the agentic commerce ecosystem. Secondly, and equally importantly, if not more, we want to enable these agents so that they deploy Visa's capabilities safely and at scale. You might recall, like just a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about challenges and opportunities. And all of those challenges and opportunities, including things like unauthorized purchases from consumers, or lack of visibility, or untrusted bots. These are all the things that will create roadblocks for user adoption. One of the examples of what we would do in the program from a safety perspective is we'll define hard agent onboarding requirements so that only designated agents can participate in the ecosystem and are able to transact on our payment network through merchants and issuers. So these ecosystem players and these transactions will require high level of security controls, and these agentic systems and commerce systems will have to go and adhere to those, meet those certain security levels. In addition to the partner program, we've announced a few services like we talked about agent APIs. And honestly, these APIs are foundation, like technology-wise, they'll support the same exact goal that the partner has in terms of supporting security and control. As part of that conversation, we talked about 5 services, and I'll just talk about one of them one at a time. Tokenization was one of the services we talked about. It's been foundational to what we do at Visa here. The way we will modify the tokenization capabilities for the use of agentic commerce is by enabling agents to request tokenized payment credentials, but they are bound to the agent. Authentication, again, we've been doing this authentication business for a long, long time. In various manifestations, from face-to-face to e-commerce. We've talked about Visa Secure briefly. So the idea is to ensure agents can perform user authentication during token provisioning. Before making a purchase, agents can go and ensure that cardholders are authenticated before they're allowed to make transactions on agents. The agent can make transactions on consumers' behalf. We're also ensuring agent authentication capabilities are built through this platform. Payment instruction is the third capability. On the third service that we talked about at Product Drop, this is foundational, this is new, and this basically allows cardholders to go and delegate the job or the instruction, so to speak, in terms of what they want agents to do as far as a commerce activity is concerned. Personalization will be additional thing at this point we feel like agents will optionally want to use. And this is all going to be user consented. And if a user consents, users' insights are shared with the agent in a way that agents can use to personalize the discovery. So the agents know a lot of my preferences, but they might also receive it from consumers, but they could also receive it from Visa. For example, finding my preferred airlines that I want to travel on, or finding my preferred hotels that I want to stay on. So all of those preferences, we might be able to signal that to the agent so consumer and agent interaction can be optimized. And the last but not the least, from a fifth capability on payment signals, what we allow the agents to do is ability to get the payment credentials from Visa, scope for a specific transaction. So Visa will validate agents' request that we receive as part of this payment signals against consumers' payment instruction that we talked about, and provide the credentials, unlock the credentials, so to speak, for agents to use at a specific location for a specific transaction. Collectively, I think across all of these 5 APIs, what we're designing them to do is ensuring that the transactions can happen from trusted agents, does not allow an untrusted agent or an untrusted bot or a rogue bot to make those transactions, designed to make sure that AI-driven payments remain secure through all of the authentication steps that we're adding, and ensuring that the entire ecosystem, whether it's issuers, merchants, and across the board, have trust in that transaction that's coming through the agentic use cases. Overall, these APIs collectively, we believe, will improve approval rates, reduce fraud, improve checkout conversion, and deliver a more relevant, personalized, and delightful agentic consumer experience.
So Jalpesh, we've talked about how these new products will improve the Visa payment experience for consumers and merchants. What about our partners? What role will they play in building the framework for agentic commerce?
Yeah, great question. So, again, going back to our history, I think we've never done this alone. We've always done this with partners to grow agentic commerce. You referenced Product Drop a few moments ago, and we've announced a bunch of partner names there as well. The idea is to deliver the most frictionless payments backed by the same Visa trust that exists today. So we are excited to work with a great mix of big names on the AI front, our traditional payment partners, as well as our e-commerce enablers in this space. All this is to ensure that AI-powered shopping experience is more personalized, more convenient, safe for cardholders and the entire ecosystem involved. To give you a couple of examples of partners, a handful of examples of partners, we start with OpenAI. We are collaborating with them to define the agentic commerce standards, set the standards, and get the ball rolling on agentic commerce, enable commerce use cases on their platform. Stripe, they are one of our payment processing partners at the forefront of enabling agents today. So we believe them adopting our solution and driving adoption of agents will be really, really important for the growth of agentic commerce and driving more agent adoption. Perplexity is looking into using our personalization APIs and to better optimize their personalization capabilities combined with our personalization information to provide more tailored, enhanced search experience for their users. Ramp is our partner on trying to enable, or we are working with them to enable B2B use cases in agentic commerce. And last but not the least, Scale AI would be one thing that I'd call out. We're collaborating with them at an infrastructure level to ensure that enterprise agentic commerce use cases are also powered through enablers and infrastructure companies like Scale AI. Visa has deep expertise in enabling payments, and this could be our next frontier to repeat what we've done for the last 70 years.
So I guess to close, Jalpesh, can you provide a glimpse into Visa's strategic vision for agentic commerce? And also for those who are interested in participating in Visa Intelligent Commerce, how can they get involved?
Before I get into the strategic vision, I want to talk about what we're tactically focused on to begin with. So as part of the product drop, we announced this thing that we have a working sandbox at the end of April. We made all of the 5 services we talked about briefly available for our select partners to test in our sandbox environment. As we move forward, our focus remains on advancing these partnerships to drive growth and innovation while prioritizing the safety and satisfaction of our users and paving the way for a more connected and intelligent commerce landscape. Agent-facing programs and partners are really just the first step on our journey. The next natural step for a company like ours as Visa is to explore capabilities that will deliver and deepen our relationships and provide a ton of value to our ecosystem, like key ecosystem players, like merchants and issuer partners. In general, from a vision perspective, agents should be able to do anything that you can with your Visa card. For example, change your preferences, set controls on cards through your banking app, for example, or through a third-party app, subscribe to a streaming service, and a lot more. Just as users are expecting a lot more, and users will continue to expect a lot more from agents, we are expecting a lot from ourselves. We have set a very high bar and goal for ourselves, where we want to build capabilities and solutions in this space for agentic commerce over the next couple of years to bring us to parity for what we have built in e-commerce over the last couple of decades.
Thank you, Jalpesh, for sharing how Visa Intelligent Commerce is bridging the gap between AI discovery and the shopping process. Agentic commerce is top of mind for many in the industry, and it will be exciting to see what Visa has in store later this year. The ability to act on behalf of human customers places AI agents in an ideal position to shake up industries and pave a new path for the way we discover and buy products and services. Furthermore, agentic commerce is poised to revolutionize the payment experience, connecting buyers, sellers, and banks through today's vast commerce ecosystem. We're thrilled to collaborate with leading brands and AI platforms to help make this ambitious initiative a reality and simplify how partners access our payments network. By laying the foundation for AI-driven commerce, our strategic partners are helping us deliver safer, faster, and more personalized experiences across digital touchpoints. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. If you want to learn more about our Visa Intelligent Commerce offerings and how to become a partner, please visit visa.com/intelligentcommerce. Also, you can sign up for upcoming Visa Spotlight events and view past episodes at www.visa.com/spotlight. Until next time, be well, and thanks for watching.